everyone. So, I'm going to make a video of AT&T's 7 original long lines towers. Now, in 1947, AT&T made their history by building these radio relay towers in between New York and Boston on these 7 hills in New England. Well, there's a map of it right here. I got the map of the long lines towers. So here's the first long lines tower. It was originally on top of this little square thing on top of the building right here. And sometime in the 60s, when these two towers were added on, they somehow extended the building to make it bigger for more equipment. Now I think these two towers that were added on had dual strobes, which I'm not quite sure, but it probably has some kind of beacon that looks like a dual strobe, but I think flash technology beacons. Now here's one of those cement towers. Well, it's not really cement, but it's made of these bricks and stuff, and the antennas, the big square antennas, would sit where those circles are at. But this one's been repurposed for a cell phone tower, and it's still owned by AT&T. So here's the next one. Wait. Yeah, here's the next one down here. Now this one is this one's the original tower, but in the 70s when this tower was added on, they dismantled the top half of this tower, so it's smaller now. This tower had a big deck on it that was made of bricks, and the antennas would sit on it. But then they added on this taller steel version tower with the horn reflector antennas, and they used it. So it really improved the network. Now this one is the most famous long line site out of all 7, because most people know about this tower instead of the other ones. Now this one's kind of a weird long lines tower, but it's mainly a building now because they added this tower on in the 1965, I think. That's when it was added on, 1964, 1965. Now they did have a little smokestack on this older original tower. But this original tower, they used to have the round microwave dish antennas on it. But they were removed in the early 2000s. Now this one is up on a hill in a private driveway in northeast Connecticut, but I know that someone tried to film a video of this tower, but he couldn't because he found out it's on private property or something. Now this one here is still owned by AT&T too, but it's been closed up, and this one's falling apart, so I kind of hope it's still there. So where this site is, this was the original long lines tower, and you could see where the square antennas had stood on it, and then this tower was added on. Now this is actually in the middle of a small tower farm, but it's not that far in Boston or something on the east. Now here's the last site. Now this site was taken down sadly. So here's where the added on tower was, the big steel one, and here's where the original long lines tower was. Now I do have a picture of the site before it was taken down. Yeah, here's the two steel towers. And here's the original tower. Now I'm going to assume that maybe this tower was the first one that was added onto the station, and it's probably got destroyed by wind or something, so they had to add on this tower. Which this one's been repurposed for a cell phone tower, but it's no longer there anymore, because it's some kind of landfill they built there. So it really sucks how it's now 6 of the survivors. But there's only 6 of those towers that still stand today. But they call these the 7 Hilltops.